Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon, viewers. We're back again today. And today we've got a very, very special guest that I must say, look, I really want to commend this guest because he's only 5 weeks old in the school and he's put his hand up and he's not shy from the camera. And I think this should be like a motivation for the people who are not coming forward, and they should step up and actually be part of this channel. Look, I am really happy and I'm really glad to have you on. And it's none other than our sport teacher and a new induction to the department. And it's Mr. Darwish. And we'll pass it on to him. And we've got a photo in the background. Well, first we'll ask him what he has done, ask him a bit about his background, then we'll move to his photo. Welcome. Salamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam, Sheikh. Thank you for the introduction. Assalamu alaikum to all the staff that are watching today. Quick introduction, I guess. Obviously, my name is Ahmed Darwish. Recently graduated as a high school teacher. However, I have been teaching for 2 years. So I did actually do a full-time teaching role while I was doing full-time uni, which was very, very hard. But alhamdulillah, I got through it. And then, I joined this year. Obviously term 3, again, like you said, 5 weeks old, but alhamdulillah, I feel like I've inducted myself very well and into the environment, and I feel like I've been accepted, and alhamdulillah, it's been good.
Like, look, you're really well accepted. I tell you what, you've got a lot of lovers in year 8, year 7. They always talk about you. So you're doing something very good, and keep it up. I can actually vouch for you for that one. Look, let's talk about your photo. You look like really bubbly, a really bubbly baby in the background, really well fed. Tell us about your photo. What are you doing there?
Yeah, sure. So obviously this photo is probably can't tell you how old I was. Maybe 1, maybe close to that age. Obviously that's me. My mom's holding me at one of the many family barbecues that we had back in the day. Unfortunately today, obviously with the COVID and everybody's sort of like growing up and having their own lives, can't really have that many family barbecues. But I was definitely there, and I guess I was always destined to be a sports teacher because I look like a ball in that photo. So I've always loved food, and I guess obviously with the sport to kind of go side by side, that's kind of the description of me just in one photo, I guess.
But you spoke about balling there, but I actually want to make a guess. I believe, and again, I'm only making a guess. I know you're a football fan. I think your team that you really support is Manchester City.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can probably guess because it's pretty much the only thing that I wear to school. I'm actually wearing one now, being prepared for the game, which is actually at 1:30 a.m. It's very late, but I'm very dedicated to my team, and I'm very dedicated to the sport actually as well.
Well, that's very good. Look, well, let's get into my first question, and it's not a surprise. I mean, well, what is something that you always wanted to learn?
Something that I've always wanted to learn, I guess, it's something that I'm trying to get better at as well, is definitely cooking. So I watched a couple of videos of the staff interviews, and I saw a lot of people saying that they're good at cooking. Well, I'm the opposite. I think I want to actually kind of start to get better at cooking. I kind of tell my wife sometimes, oh, I want to cook today, and I get her to kind of send me recipes. I think the other day she told me to cook. She sent me a recipe, and I was like looking at the recipe, I'm like confused. I'm like, oh. I went to her and I was being honest. I'm like, you know what? Honestly, I can't do this. Okay, you got to teach me. So I think definitely getting better at cooking, knowing how much salt to put and how much this to put is something that I really find fascinating. My wife can just do it. She just does it by feel. She puts all the salt in it. I'm just like, how do you know? Like, how do you know how much salt you need? So I think definitely that I should probably try and get better at that.
Well, look, I must tell you, you're doing a good job. At least you're trying to attempt. I've been married 16 years. I cannot even do anything apart from boiling an egg. That's what I can do. So you're doing really well. You're figuring out putting salt in the food. So that means you're way beyond me. I can definitely pour salt on a boiled egg, but that's it. That's it.
It's all right. There's steps to it, just one by one.
That's right. Well, look, there's always something. There's always something. What would you say? Cooking? I don't think so. You look like a person who really wants to learn so many things. Tell us.
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely a lot of other things. And it's like you say constantly. As teachers, and even just as like living Muslims, there's always things that we want to learn. Whether it comes to delving deeper into our religion, the teachings of our religion, and the behaviors of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Definitely those things I'm still learning. Things that I hear even through your talks on Friday, alhamdulillah. And it's such an asset that we have you at the school, and that's why I love kind of working at an Islamic school. But yes, again, probably something to do with religion, and kind of just continuously to learn about our religion. I think that's definitely something that I am fascinated with, to keep learning throughout my whole life, inshallah.
No, look, I really value male staff, and I do say you carry such a great demeanor. When I saw you the first time, when you walked in, it was a Friday. That was your
Yeah,
first day, and I saw you. You're such a great listener, and I actually was watching you while I was delivering the khutbah, and I really want you to grow with the school as well. It's not that I'm a sexist, but why I say that, because the boys need that role model. Because you're a young man, and
yeah,
they look into you as a role model. They really see you like, if you can do it, and if you're a man that's carrying a religion, who takes his prayer seriously, who's always there listening to the sermons, he's attending prayer, that really puts a big it leaves a very big impact on these children, and they like to do that.
yeah, definitely. And I think that's kind of one of the reasons why I actually wanted to go into teaching. I kind of grew up my whole life going to a public school and never kind of having that influence of a Muslim teacher to push me in the right direction. And it wasn't literally only until I got into uni where I was able to kind of delve a little bit, and expand my knowledge with the actual religion. And alhamdulillah, I had the amazing opportunity to go to Umrah in 2017, and that kind of even further blew my mind and expanded that, and extended my hunger to actually find the knowledge, and and just pass that on to like the younger generation, those that might not have that opportunity.
Now, look, it's you've really summed it up well. It's like our religion's so beautiful. It's not that we're Muslims and we are talking about this, but there is so much that when you go after it, you feel like you want to just quench your thirst more and more. It's like that pond that you just keep on drinking and you don't feel fulfilled. You just
Yeah,
want more and more and more.
yeah, definitely.
Anything else you want to add to the list that you really wanted to do?
um I've really wanted to, I guess, perfect my craft when it comes to actually playing soccer. So I would probably say I'm like an average player. I'm not like the best. I'm not the worst, but I think a lot of the kind of skill moves that you see that these professional players doing, I look at them, it's like, I can't even do that. I don't even have the capacity to even like try that. So I guess maybe sometimes I wish I could be a little bit better technically. Like maybe sometimes I wish that I was born Brazilian so I could just have that that natural like talent. But yeah, I think just in terms of just in sport, actually in general, like learning different sports. I love learning different sports and playing sports. Not just in like soccer in general, but even just anything.
No, look, you're right. I mean, there's so much that we keep on. We look at something, and even though I actually grew up in UK, but I can tell you, you probably play better football than me, and basically, you guys are lucky you get to choose. We are more like, as you look at rugby, for you guys, where you are raised, that's your club, and that's
Yeah,
good. That's how it is, isn't it?
yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, well,
Um,
for me it was Tottenham, because Walthamstow, my hometown's literally 10 minutes away from the stadium, and we
yeah,
just grew up just supporting Tottenham.
I think you've picked the wrong North London club. I prefer myself. I prefer Arsenal, but um,
Arsenal's our enemy. They're our rivals. They're right next to us. Yeah, that's right. They're the North London. Seems like you know about the demographics of London. Have you been there?
No, unfortunately, I haven't. But I think this kind of feeds into your next question as to what I know, and what
Yeah,
I
something
know.
that you
I think
really know well. That's right.
I
Let's
know
go
football.
into it.
Yeah, so anything to do with football, I can sit here and talk for hours about football. The English Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, any of the leagues in the world. I will sit there if you have knowledge, not even small, not even large, just any knowledge about football. I will be so happy to sit there and have 2-3 hour conversations with you.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, let's ask you. Let's put you on a litmus test over here.
yeah,
Okay, Messi or Ronaldo?
Messi, 100%.
Or Messi. So you are a person who goes after skill,
Yeah,
true
I
skill.
just yeah, he's liquid football. Like this, if that phrase liquid football is just Messi. Like not
You're
to
not that kind
say
of a
Ronaldo.
ego, that kind of like a
Yeah,
fame guy. You're not one of those. Okay.
yeah, like not to say Ronaldo's not like a very very good player. He is like Ronaldo, Messi, pinnacle of football. Like two of the best players in the history of the sport. But I just feel like Messi on the pitch is like something different, something different. If you were to say off the pitch, I would kind of prefer Ronaldo because I see he kind of like, he supports the Palestinians. He
Yeah, the
does things for
attitude
the
and
community.
everything. That's right.
Messi's a different story. Don't really want to get into it, but
Yes. I know you're
definitely,
right. I mean, and also, well, you go back to your team, Manchester City.
yeah,
Remember your captain back in those days, Company.
yes,
So you guys had always had a great team. I mean, going back in the 2009, 10s, you've really developed football since
yeah,
then. Manchester City started picking up. But prior to that, it was always about Arsenal, Manchester
yeah,
United, and Chelsea. They were the
yeah,
only three teams that were ruling, the English Premier League.
yeah, definitely,
So, so you are someone that can tell me, okay, let's put you on a test. I actually know football really well myself.
yeah.
I want to ask you, give me 11 players from Manchester City. Let's count it
El-
down.
11 players from Manchester City. All right,
That's right.
Edison,
That's right.
Kyle Walker, Ruben Diaz, Nathan Ake, João Cancelo, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Mahrez, Haaland, and Foden. That's our starting 11.
Well, there you go. You've actually nailed it. You didn't even stutter in that. That's
Not
so
at
good.
all. I'm telling you, I've been a fan. Like obviously in Australia, it's a bit different. In terms of the sport that's kind of that I kind of grew up with was actually rugby league. So I'm a Bulldog supporter as well. But when I was kind of going into high school, a lot of the kids there were soccer fans, and I played soccer since I was probably about 9 years old. But I never knew that I was able to watch games, and like A League in Australia wasn't that big at the time when I was younger, so it wasn't really like televised or even out there that there are actual soccer leagues in each country. So I had no idea until some of my mates at school, they were saying, oh yeah, I go for Chelsea, oh yeah, I go for Arsenal, I go for United, and I'm like, where are you watching these games? How are you watching these games? And I just started, obviously, with the power of internet, started researching. I bought FIFA, and I looked at all these teams, and like to start off with, to be different, and because my favorite color is blue, I went for Manchester City, and not knowing the whole story behind it, the whole story behind the takeover, and how they were relegation fodder like earlier, and then
That's
now
right.
they've kind of been taken over, and they started going well. And I think ever since I started supporting, we've been winning trophies, we've been winning titles, and I guess you could say that I'm their lucky charm.
Oh yeah, they really turned it around. I mean, they got so close to the Champions League as well, but
Yeah,
and so it's twice they've got so close to that
yeah,
Champions League. One, the final loss, that was a heartbreak because
yeah,
I actually hate Chelsea, so yeah, that was a
yeah.
heartbreak. So
Yeah, around. This is probably a warning to all the other teachers around Champions League semi-finals and finals. If City's there, and if we lose, just don't mention it. Just don't don't mention it. I remember last year when I was earlier this year actually when Real Madrid beat us in the semi-final.
That's
They
right.
scored 2 goals in literally the last 2 minutes of the game. You could tell my wife, she'll vouch for it. I left the house so angry and just perplexed as to what happened. And that day was just not my day. I just did not function that day at all.
Well, you gotta be actually saving yourself because you have like serious competition in the school in Mr. Zamil,
Yeah,
uh, and also Mr. Walid. They love Liverpool,
yeah, Liverpool
and
supporters.
and so they are big time Liverpool
Yeah.
supporters, and so you gotta watch out for these guys.
At the
I'm
moment, it's
actually
good because we're about 4 points clear in the league, so I'm
yeah,
happy now.
and
So,
I actually want to say this, but I want Manchester United to win today, so I can rub it on.
oh, honestly, it'd be so funny if United win today. I would not like. I'll be so happy for them to win, even though they're bitter rivals. I'll be so happy for them to win.
Yeah, that'd be funny. Anyways, is there something else you want to add to the list? I mean, something that you know really well. You're a great person. I mean, football, again, that's just one spectrum of your life. And I'm sure there's
Yeah.
so many things that you know well.
Yeah, look, like I think just in general, I guess, you know, although I'm quite young, I feel like I'm also quite good at again giving advice. I think it's kind of like a general thing, but I like to you know like lead. Like I guess I've kind of been a leader since I was young. I always find myself in that sort of position where I've been captain of my football team. I was captain of my high school when I was in year 12. So I feel like I do have some of the capabilities to be able to lead a group, and I feel like I'm very capable of actually taking on that role of what you said before, being that role model for our younger boys in the school. And I'm so happy to kind of take that on, and any kind of I guess even other teachers, if they have anything to talk about, I guess I'm very easygoing. I'm happy to talk about anything and everything, and I'm always happy to share my insight into whatever it is. And if I don't know about it, I'm always happy to ask you, what is it? Explain it to me. And I'm a good listener, I guess, as well. So
No, you look. No, I must say it's a pleasure to have you on board, and I know you're a good listener because I can still recall that first Friday when you came in. And you know what? I'm a very observant person, and I look around when I talk, so I really look at everyone who's listening or not. So I can definitely vouch for you on that.
yeah, what I would say, I feel like you always, every time you make a joke, somehow we lock eyes and we're both laughing at the same time. So I've noticed that a couple of times actually when you make announcements during prayer. So
No, that's good. Anything else you want to add? You know, there's so many things, and maybe, but tell us about one more thing that you know really well, and we
yeah,
move on to the next question.
definitely. Another thing I guess I know very well is it's two sides of the coin. There's sporting and I think also gaming as well. So I'm a very big gamer. I'm sitting actually currently next to my very powerful gaming computer. I have
Wow.
an Xbox in the living room. And when I was younger and growing up, looking for a part-time job, my dream was to work at EB Games, so I can talk to the customers about the newest game that's coming out and all of that. I'm very in tune with what games are coming out and stuff. So yeah, I think another thing that I know very well is gaming. So any parents that are worried about their sons, daughters playing a certain game, they don't know what it's about, come and talk to me. I'll I'll help you out. I think actually there's something I'll mention to you the other day. I heard a primary teacher talking about an activity that they were doing in their class. And I think the activity was drawing Fortnite characters and what their Fortnite character would look like. And one of their students wanted to draw Naruto. And the teacher was like, but Naruto is not in Fortnite. It's a cartoon. It's not this and it's not that. I kind of just overheard. I was doing my own thing. And then I chimed in and actually told her, I was like, well, Naruto, like in the actual game, Fortnite, they've kind of collaborated with the creators of anime and they've kind of, introduced those as like skins. So you can actually be Naruto in Fortnite. And she was like, oh, no, no wonder, no wonder. So yeah, I think I guess gaming is one of my other expertise, I
Look,
guess.
I don't even know who Neruda is, like, to start off with. So you've enlightened me on that one. Well, my son's gonna love you. He's like a full-time gamer and
Yeah,
and not even a part-time student. Okay, so and so I think you do teach my son. He's in
yeah,
year 7. So
yeah, 7B, I think.
yes, that's
Yeah,
right. And he's just recently built a computer. I think he was just doing my head in. So you're a so you know about computers. Okay,
yeah.
give us an advice. Ryzen or Intel?
I've had both. I think if you're getting, I think they're quite like same. It's kind of like the age old argument, Apple or Samsung. I think it's all preference really. Like
That's right.
at the end of the day, they both have very much the same capabilities. One might be very like just a slight faster processing than the other, but at the end of the day, they're pretty much the same thing.
Well, you're the expert. What do you have right now?
Right now, I have a Ryzen.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go. So
yeah,
you're trying to be humble. You don't want
yeah.
to say Ryzen. All right. Look, tell us, we all come to that point that, there are so many surprising facts about us. And
Yep,
people actually don't know this when they hear it. And look, you know what? Ever since I've started speaking to you, you have surprised me by so many things. I'm going to say that you really surprised me with the playing 11 of Manchester City. And you surprised me that you're a gamer. Like I would have never
yeah.
guessed that. So tell us about a surprising fact about yourself.
I guess another surprising fact. I am a child with or a child. Sorry, I'm within a family of 8 children. So I have actually seven siblings, 5 sisters and 2
MashaAllah.
brothers as
Allahumma
well. So
barik feek.
yeah, so alhamdulillah, it's been a busy household since I was growing up. So pretty much 16 years of my life, I grew up with 5 girls, which was fun. Which is kind of surprising that I'm actually a gamer because when did I get the time to into the game? So I always had to like fight my sisters to get the computer, get the TV so I can actually play my Xbox. But alhamdulillah, eventually down the track, when I started getting my own money, I bought a TV, put it in my room. Didn't have any worries there um, until my little brothers came along, and then they had to move into my room, and I couldn't game late at night anymore, sleeping in my room. So,
So
but
where are you? Where you're bang in the middle or on?
yeah, pretty much. I'm like third oldest, so I have two
Okay.
older sisters, then myself, then the three younger ones, and then there's a big gap, and then my two younger brothers.
MashaAllah. So you know that look, I always value a big family. I mean, my family is not as big as yours right now. We've got 4 children, but
Yeah,
inshallah, we are. We always say more the merrier.
yeah, alhamdulillah. Like it's with a big family, there's never a dull moment, I guess.
That's right. And I think there is never a moment of peace as well. So there's a lot of noise.
Yeah, yeah,
That's what I
always,
can
always.
definitely tell you. Well, look, I know a surprising fact about you, and possibly people actually may not know this. I don't know if I should say it, but I know, and I only found out this 2 weeks ago, that Iman, who did the prac at the school,
Yeah.
you both are husband and wife.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, Missy Man, as she goes by, yeah, she's actually my wife. So, alhamdulillah.
Well, look, I don't think so. A lot of people would know that. And she's every now and then she does come to our school. And I remember when she started in the practice, I'm in the same department. If you know, I do humanities as well at
Yeah.
school. So, yeah, tell us. I mean, well, look, give us another surprising fact.
Oh, another surprising fact. Okay, let me think. Another surprising fact. I'm just trying to think of something that is something different. Okay, so back when I was in, I can't remember the year exactly, but when I was in junior football, I was actually trained by, and I was training to be a goalkeeper. So I can pretty much play any position. By the way, in soccer, I can play any position. I was actually trained by the Sydney FC goalkeeper at the time when I think it was about 13 years old or something. And yeah, so he came down to our club one day, and yeah, I guess I went to one of those training sessions, and he was there, and he was kind of training us how to be a goalkeeper.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, look, you've really learned from the best people. I must say that.
Yeah.
Well, look, you did tell us that you're very good at giving advice. So, that's the last segment of my program before we go to the quiz show.
Yeah.
Tell us, give us an advice. We all need advice. And, advice from a young person is really valuable. Give us
Yeah.
give us an
Cool.
advice.
So something that I've kind of learned, and something that I've always advised myself, is just continue doing the stuff that you love. Like a lot of the times when, I was younger and I didn't really know what my life was going to be or where to go, I kind of just learned that, everything comes to you from Allah. Everything is written for you. So pursue the things that you love in life, and Allah will provide, because everything, like, don't even worry about money, don't even worry about where you're getting your sustenance from, because Allah is the all sustainer. So He will provide for you. So pursue the things that you love, live life the way that you want to live, and obviously within the folds of Islam, and everything will come to you, inshallah, by the will of Allah.
Look, you may look younger, but you sound very mature. I must tell you that. You gave a lifelong lesson. And that was such a great lesson. And I think sometimes us preachers also have to listen to these lessons, because we are always telling others. I actually learned from your lesson today something as well. Look, it was such a valuable advice. I really want to thank you. Now is my fun moment, which is the quiz show.
It's
And
something that I've been dreading, actually. I keep watching it, like, oh man, I'm going to embarrass myself.
well, you don't have to worry. As I told you before, if you were to show me these ones and you were to ask me, I wouldn't have a clue what they really are. Okay, let's go to my fun moment. And let me just take your photo off and let me share the screen with you. And there we go. And I'll put the volume up. And I'll mute my microphone. The next sound you'll hear is the quiz. And if it's going well, just put your thumbs up. If you can't hear it, then just talk, and then I'll try to replay it.
No
Okay.
worries.
I'll just mute my microphone and I'll play it.
Okay, I don't think it's playing. It's not playing yet.
Give me 1 second.
No worries.
Because this always happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So over there, let me just see. I think I have to share a tab, and that's how it should work now.
Password. Matt wants to get into a private club, but the entry requires a password that he doesn't know. So he steps off to the side and eavesdrops on entering club members giving the password. When one club member walks up to the door, the bouncer says 12. She replies 6 and is let in. Then another member comes to the door. This time, when the bouncer says 6, the man replies 3 and gets in. Matt's sure that he sees the pattern and walks up to the door. The bouncer says 10, and Matt replies 5. To Matt's surprise, the bouncer doesn't let him in. Can you figure out what Matt should have said to get in? You have 10 seconds to think about it.
Okay, look, I'll give you more time if you want to think.
I'm just thinking. So 12, 6, and then 6, 3. He should have said 3.
He should have said 3. Okay,
Yes.
let's do that. Let's see if that's the right answer.
Do you have your answer ready? Let's see if it's the right one. Matt was actually supposed to say how many letters there are in the number that the bouncer says. The word 12 has 6 letters, and the word 6 has 3. 10 has 3 letters, so the password should have been 3. Isn't that easy?
Well done. Look, you nailed it. And as I said, I was saying earlier today in the show that I will be speaking to Sam. There should be prizes for the teachers who actually get the right answer.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
there you go. I must definitely say it was a pleasure to speak to you.
yeah,
Now I know you on such a great level now. Although, as I said earlier as well, we see each other every day, but we never get to have these conversations. Look, I
yeah.
really want to thank you.
No
And
worries. Thank you for
and
having me on.
no, you took your time out and a busy evening on a Sunday when we all dread Monday, but you you braved up and you came on. I really want to thank you again. Salamu alaikum. May God bless you.
No worries. Wa alaikum assalam, and you too.